Well, Vince, just for the record, I don't think any player should be allowed to wear sunglasses at a final table, but that's just me. But I'm not sure that makes Chris Ferguson any more intimidating. It's the fact that he moves all in on these guys. That's what intimidates him.
All right, to the felt we go. Karagulleyan quickly folding. The online pro Mike Sowers also going out.
It's around to Binh Nguyen. He looks down at a pair of sixes, Route 66. Going to make it 200,000 to go. Oh, and Chris Ferguson has ace-king. He's got big slick. He's got less than $1 million in chips. It's 200,000 to call. Be very surprised if he doesn't ship it here.
Look at Binh Nguyen. Ferguson he's saying, does this guy have a real hand? We know Binh Nguyen's hand isn't that bad.
Yeah.
It's a mid-pair, but Chris is going all in over the top.
Yeah, let's see what the blinds are going to do. Now, Cornel has 8-9 of spades, but hard to call $1 million all-in bet with that hand.
Pat Walsh laughs about his hand as he mucks it.
780 more from him.
It'll get more expensive if Binh Nguyen wants to stick around with his mid-pair.
Well, it's going to cost him another $780 to make the call. There's about $1.4 million in the pot. But Vince, he's got the chips to be able to make this call. Even if he calls and loses this pot, he's going to have over $2 million in chips. I think with an opportunity to knock out a Chris Ferguson and take command with 5 players left, I think it's worth the risk here to make this call with the 2 sixes.
You would think so. But he's not going to do it. He has mucked the hand. So Chris Ferguson taking this pot.
Wow, I'm surprised by that fold by Binh Nguyen there, but a nice all-in bet by Chris Ferguson. Well, you don't want to double up a tough player like Chris Ferguson, but sometimes you just have to gamble, Vince. You're getting almost 2-to-1 odds on your money there. He has to have an overpair to have you beat, and in case you win that pot, the toughest guy at the table is gone, and you're a big chip leader with 5 left.
And maybe it's the Chris Ferguson name that's just making these guys lay down hands to him. They just don't want to get involved with them.
Well, I think you should gamble.
The next hand we go, Chris folding. And now Cornel Cimpan, the pro from Houston, Texas. Very volatile professional. He is going to raise with an ace-jack, making it 175,000 to go. Pat Walsh, though,
All in.
on the short stack, says all in with an ace-queen.
Just looking for any kind of hand to get it in there with. He has found it with an ace-queen.
Karagulleyan is folded, as did Mike Sowers. Binh Nguyen not going to play.
There, he wants you to take in the 175.
Well, it's going to cost Cornel around 600,000 more to make this call. He's just going to have to hope his opponent's got a pair of 9s or a pair of 10s where he might have 2 overcards and be in a race. He's going to make the call. I don't blame him for making it, but he's not going to like it as he's dominated, and he knows it. His opponent has ace-queen. He has ace-jack. So a great opportunity for Pat Walsh to double up here.
So Pat Walsh, who nothing has materialized so far this evening for him, finally has to go all in. He is out pipping Cornel. Let's see if his hand will hold up.
Yeah, it's come king 6-3 with 2 hearts. Pat Walsh well out in front. He's also got the ace of hearts as a backup here. The 33-year-old pro out of St. Louis in great shape to double up here. Well, now an ace comes off. That means the only way that Cornel can win this pot is he must catch a jack on the river. They would split the pot if a 3 or 6 comes off.
I can catch a 3 or a 6 for
Pat Walsh studied business and criminal justice at Missouri State. He'd like some justice here, and he gets it.
So there you go. Pat Walsh is going to double up. We still have 6 players left.
Rakes in his first pot of the evening. Pat Walsh taking down that pot. Winner going to take home over $1.6 million in Los Angeles. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action in just a moment.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Our current chip leader is WPT champ Chris Karagulleyan going for his 2nd title tonight. He's got a little over $3.5 million. Chris Ferguson on the short stack, but still has over $1.3 million. So Vince, it's anybody's game from here.
Okay, to the money pit we go. We go to the Houston Bandit, Cornel Cimpan. Looks at a Jack-6. He goes away.
Pat Walsh peeks down at an ace-3 offsuit, lays it down.
The WPT champion, Chris Karagulleyan, with ace-8 of hearts, is going to raise. Makes it 225,000 to go.
And Mike Sowers going out. Binh Nguyen out as well.
Round to Chris Ferguson.
He's got a pair of 9s.
Yeah, he's got a real hand here.
As we've seen, when Chris Ferguson gets a pair, he doesn't call in these spots. Nearly always comes over the top. Let's see what he does here. Up against the WPT champ and a really solid player, but doesn't stop Chris Ferguson from playing his game. He's moved all in.
Yep, he is going to ship it, and Karagulleyan wants to know how much is it going to cost me.
It's going to cost him about $1 million more, Vince.
So if I lose, how much will I have?
It's a negative way of thinking about it, but now there's Chris Ferguson's dad. If you're Jesus' dad, do you call him God, I wonder?
Oh, boy.
I don't want to double you up.
Well, ace-8 is not exactly the kind of hand you want to put another $1 million with and gamble with a Chris Ferguson. Be surprised if he calls, and he does lay his hand down, so Chris Ferguson over the top again, all in to take down the pot.
Yeah, playing power poker right there. Karagulleyan content.
Good lay down, brother. Good lay down.
And right there, that's Chris Karagulleyan's life coach, I believe. Crazy fan, they call him.
He's going to do that with
Just to
anything.
relax. I don't want to double him up. What do you mean? You want me to double him up, and now he can't. He come and kill us.
They don't want to double up the great Chris Ferguson. He's too dangerous of a player, and that's what Karagulleyan says right there. Blinds are going up to 50 and 100,000. Quick fold by Pat Walsh.
Over to Karagulleyan, he lays his hand down.
The online kid, Mike Sowers, also going out.
Binh Nguyen out, so it's the battle of the blinds. Round to Chris Ferguson, he picks up a
Whoa.
nice hand here. Ace-king of clubs.
Starting to get a little rush there for Chris Ferguson.
And he's going to raise it. He's going to make it 300,000 to go. The blinds just went up to 50 and 100,000, so
And the Houston Bandit picks up a pair of 4s. 44, midlife crises.
well, he's got the cold 44s, Vince. That's because he's looking to shoot down Chris Ferguson here. Now, do you want to just call and see this flop, or you want to come over the top with the pair? He's going to make the call. So both players with a legitimate hand here. Chris Ferguson with the ace-king of clubs. Cornel with the 2 4s. Here's the flop. Now let's come 10-8-8. Action on Chris Ferguson. Now Chris is going to check.
I'm all in.
And quickly, Cornel goes all in. A nice all-in bet by him.
Wow, he is putting the pressure on Ferguson here. Boldly bet by Cornel Cimpan. Do you want to call off your money here?
Well, this is the problem. When you don't move all in yourself, you're faced with a tough decision as to what to do. You got to hope the guy's bluffing, and your ace-king might be good. But I believe if you're going to check and call here, you should have moved in to start with. But Chris Ferguson has done just that. He has checked and called all his money off.
You got a pair? No. I know you don't have a pair.
So Cornel out in front with the 2 pair right now. Chris Ferguson going to have to get lucky to win this pot to stay alive in this tournament. And what a pot it is.
Yep.
Over 3.3 million in this pot.
What an opportunity for Cornel Cimpan to make a name for himself, to knock out Chris Ferguson in this event. The turn card, 6 of clubs, not helping Ferguson.
Well, it's going to help him if another 6 comes off. He'd win the pot with 8s and 6s and an ace kicker. He needs an ace, a king, a 10, or a 6. Otherwise, Chris Ferguson will be our 6th place finisher.
Cornel Cimpan, will he be the Dragon Slayer tonight?
Nope, the 3 of clubs comes off. Cornel Cimpan, very excited to knock Chris Ferguson out of this tournament and take the chip lead here.
Chris Ferguson out in 6th place, going to pick up 240,000, but it's got to be disappointing for him.
His dream to win a WPT title is going to have to come on another day. Well, the crowd loves this guy. How can you not love him?
Ace-king is a big hand. Normally I'd call. You have to call with that hand. But that's the normal thing to do. And I'm not getting. I think I'm behind. I'm not getting bad odds on my call anyway. That's why I called, hoping to get lucky basically. The game is very slow. People are picking their spots. They're really avoiding trouble. a lot, and so I think that's why we haven't seen a player go out and fill me.
A great gentleman and ambassador of the game, Chris Ferguson out in 6th place, and we are down to 5 players at the Commerce Casino. Stay tuned, we're coming back.
Super folds.
And now Pat Walsh has picked up a pair of 10s.
I'm all in.
Nice hand. He's moving all in with the 2 10s.
Yep. So Chris Karagulleyan now with ace-3 mucks his hand.
How much is it? It's about.
And now the online kid,
1.4.
Mike Sowers, says, how much you got there? How much is it?
I'm all in.
And Mike Sowers going all in here with an ace-jack.
Yeah, he's gone over the top. Binh Nguyen out. So we do have a showdown.
Wow, what a call here by Mike Sowers with just an ace-jack.
Let's go. Come on, one time.
He's got the 2 overcards, so we've got a race situation, but a huge pot here. Nearly $3 million in this pot.
Pat Walsh.
He needs to win the race to stay alive. Let's see if he can do it. Oh, it's come 10-8-5. He has flopped the top set, Rin 10-10,
Blank that
30
card.
miles. And the only way Mike Sowers can win this pot is he had 2 running cars to make it straight. He knows it. He's counting out the chips that he's going to lose here.
How do they do it, Mike?
6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6.
Does luck continue? It looks great there.
And the deuce comes off. Well, he pumps his fist. He knows there's no card Mike can catch to win the pot. He is going to double up here, and the 22-year-old taking a big hit there.
Well, all 5 of these guys have plenty of chips, but only one of them will be taking home the WPT title and the $1.6 million first place prize. Who's it going to be?
Please join us next time for the exciting conclusion of the LA Poker Classic right here on the World Poker Tour. Well, that was well stated by the WPT champ, Michael the Grinder Mizrachi. He's exactly right. You're saddened if you don't win tonight, but when you check your bank account next week, you're going to be happy with your performance here.
To the table we go, a couple folds, and now the online kid, Mike Sowers, with a big king, queen, suited up of clubs. He's raised it to 250,000 to go. But our chip leader, Binh Nguyen, he has a pretty good pair of 7s right behind him.
You always suspect the guy on the button's making some type of move at you when you're in the blinds and everybody's folded to him and he raises it.
I'll raise it.
So Binh Nguyen is going to raise with the 2 7s. I like this play.
He's going to test the water. It's an additional 500,000.
So 750,000 the bet.
To Cornel, he's got a king 10 of spades in the big blind.
And the pot's been raised and re-raised. You're not going to get involved with this.
I'm all in.
Now look at this. Online kid has gone all in over the top.
Without hesitation, Vince. Whoa! He sets all of his money out there, 2.8 million.
2.8.
You start with 2.8.
Well, this is a huge
Go a little more than 2.8.
re-raise here. It's going to cost Binh Nguyen over $2 million more to call. Now he is the chip leader, and we'll have several million left even if he calls and loses this pot, but that is a huge amount of money to call with just middle pair.
How do you have the guts to come back over the top with just king, queen of clubs?
1.5.
I told you Mike Sowers has got a lot of heart. Make no mistake about that. 22-year-old kid going for 1.6 million, but right now he's holding his breath, hoping Binh Nguyen goes away.
3.5 million, part 2. 2.6 to call. 2.6 or 2.0?
I'll tell you something. If Mike Sowers wins this hand, I'm getting one of those hat and glasses.
All right, I call.
Oh, Binh Nguyen has made the call. He is gambling with the 2 walking sticks. And we have a classic race situation for a pot that's got over $5.7 million in it.
You got this, Sowers.
Whoever wins this pot will be the massive chip leader at this final table. And if Mike Sowers does not win it, he'll be out of here in 5th place.
Here's the first 3.
Well, Mike Sowers hits the queen on the flop. Mike Sowers has taken the lead with 2 queens, but Vince, the guy doesn't flinch. He knows it's not over.
And look at Binh Nguyen looking sadder than an exhibitionist on a deserted island. That is just not the flop he wanted to see.
Well, Vince, he knows he's got to catch a 7 or 2 running spades to make a flush or 2 running cards to make a straight. 5 comes on the turn, making a pair of 5s on the board. So we are down to the river card. Binh Nguyen must catch a 7 to win this pot. Otherwise, Mike Sowers is going to double up.
Here comes the river card. It's a 10 of diamonds.
So there you go. The 22-year-old is now the chip leader at this final table.
He is the online king. He's our chip king right now. We're coming back with more on the World Poker Tour.
Over to our WPT champ, Chris Karagulleyan.
quickly folds his hand.
Now Mike Sowers still stacking up chips from the last pot. Lays this hand down.
And now Binh Nguyen with the button and a tasty little ace jack of hearts, going to make a raise to 250,000.
Well, he's raising on the button. Cornel Cimpan going out.
The one to beat is Pat Walsh, who has an ace deuce. He's in the big blind.
All right.
Well, he says raise.
Oh boy.
Well, he just thinks Ben might be making a move on the button. He's got an ace high. He's going to come over the top of him and test the water here. Let's see how much he's raising.
It looks like 700,000 in addition here.
Wow, a healthy re-raise by Pat Walsh here.
Just doesn't trust Binh. Thinks he's trying to steal it, but this could come back to bite him here.
Come on in.
Binh coming back over the top, all in.
Well, Binh Nguyen has moved all in. And unfortunately for Pat, he's looking at an ace deuce. He's only got about $1 million left. But Vince, I believe the guy is priced in here, meaning there's over $3 million in the pot. He's getting over 3-to-1 odds on his money, and unless his opponent has specifically 2 aces, you know, I believe you almost have to call on this spot whether you like it or not.
Well, you're right, Mike. I think he is priced in, but this is the whole psychological dilemma. Do you want to go out of a WPT tournament with an ace deuce?
You got me priced in.
He thinks he is. He's going to make the call. It's ace jack versus ace deuce.
I got an ace.
A massive pot. Nearly 4.3 million in the pot.
That's come on, ace deuce, man.
And Pat Walsh is going to have to get lucky to stay alive.
Come on, deuce.
Yep, and he is rooting on his deuce.
One suck out. I haven't sucked out yet.
The Midwest poker professional, Pat Walsh, in a lot of trouble right now.
And they probably wish he was from Minnesota right now, where it's the land of the lakes.
Come on, baby.
Because he needs a duck on the water here to stay alive.
Here comes the flop.
That's come 10, 10, 7.
There's 7 up there.
Well, now he's hollering for a 7. That would give him a split pot here. And certainly, when you have an ace deuce, your opponent has an ace jack, you would love to get a split pot and get your money back and say, whew, let me not do this again.
Of course, he'd love to spike the deuce. Here's fourth straight.
Well, a 3 comes off, so we are down to the river.
Binh thought that was a deuce for a second.
Sick, dude.
Sigh of relief there.
Well, Pat needs a deuce to win the pot. He would get a split pot if a 7 or a 3 comes off any other card, and he's going to be out in 5th place.
The dream's still alive, but it's coming down this card. Can he get lucky? No.
Well, the 5 of hearts comes off. That's going to do it for the pro out of St. Louis. Pat Walsh is going to finish in 5th place. Still gets a nice payday of over $310,000. So Pat Walsh picked the wrong time to make a move for all his dough.
Quite a gentleman, a big effort, but it is over for him. We are down to 4. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Action on Cornel Cimpan, quickly folds. Chris Karagulleyan with King 9, just calling.
I'm all in.
And Mike Sowers says all in with an 8-7. Look at this pressure.
Chris Karagulleyan limped in with a king 9 of clubs out of the small blind. Mike Sowers took advantage of his chip count and position, moved all in and forced Chris out.
There's no money in the pot, man.
Now, in my view, Chris should have raised himself with the king 9 of clubs.
Should have made it 300 and I would have.
Chances are he's going to win the pot rather than lose it.
WPT champion Chris Karagulleyan now is the short stack. A little over 1.3 million. This is getting interesting. And the Houston Bandit first to act here, Cornel Cimpan. Ugly looking 10-4, doesn't play that. And now Karagulleyan also folding.
Well, we're around to the blinds. And this is the real battle of the blinds, folks, because these are the 2 massive chip leaders with 4 players left. The 22-year-old's going to raise it with ace high, makes it $300,000 to go.
Into Binh Nguyen. And he's got an attractive queen jack of diamonds.
Certainly got one of those hands you want to see a flop with. He's got position on the youngster.
I'll raise.
But forget about calling to see a flop, Vince. He's coming right over the top. He's just going to tell this kid, look, you know, you're going to raise me, I'm going to raise you back. Don't mess with me. You want to fool the guy that's got a lot of chips? Okay, let's go.
He wants to just run over that cap and glasses of Mike Sowers. It looks like an additional 600,000.
Nice raise, Binh.
Well, he said it exactly right. It was a very nice raise by Binh Nguyen right there to take down that pot, to force Mike Sowers out of the hand.
I'm just glad you're sitting to my right, not my left. Yeah. It'd be the other way around, I know.
Binh is just saying, I like my position on you.
Come on
I
now.
want to rough you up. These guys are both happy because they're both the chip leaders at this point.
Yeah, I'd say you got the best position on the table.
Yeah, I do. I feel like I do. Actually, I know I do.
Blinds are still 50 and 100. Action going. The 22-year-old Mike. This time he looks down at the wire pair of threes here. Not bad in a four-handed poker game.
Well, he's going to raise it again, Vince. 250,000 this time.
Been out.
I'm all in.
Wow. Cornel Cimpan is going all in with an ace-3 here.
Karagulleyan out with an ace-deuce of clubs.
Do you have another stack of green, or can I see them all?
I got 6.
Have 10-9 of diamonds
It's
again?
going to cost the 22-year-old about another 1.2 million to make this call.
With Mike's hand over his mouth now, it almost looks like some type of large bug. You know, you just see two eyes, just two.
You can't see his eyes. He's got the 99-cent sunglasses on and the 75-cent hat. But right now, it's about 1.2 million to him to make a call here.
Just the kind of disguise that you'd almost see a Michael Jackson wearing, you know. I don't know.
Oh.
Well, he's going to lay the threes down.
Yep.
Well, Cornel's going to show him a 3. And you can see that makes the youngster wince because he knows whatever that other card is.
Nice hand.
He was a big favorite to win that pot.
We're not the only ones gambling anymore.
With that pot, the antes are going up to 20,000.
I had 3s.
Jolly laugh that was. And the blinds are going to be 60 and 120,000. Price of poker going up. Action going to the WPT champion, Chris Karagulleyan, going after his second title here tonight.
And Vince, I'll tell you, it looks like all these guys are going for that title and that first place prize. Nobody seems fearful about going out next. They're just trying to gather chips and take home the big bucks and the trophy.
Chris is folded, and the online kid, Mike Sowers, going to raise with a queen jack. 320,000 to go.
Oh, Vince, he's raised a couple pots in a row and it's backfired on him.
Binh Nguyen has mucked a king 10 awfully fast. Gets out of the way, and Cornel with a 9-8.
When you come over the top of somebody and get him to lay one hand down, if you try it the second time, they may get stubborn and call you here. Cost him 200,000 more to make the call here, and he's doing it. So we're going to have a flop. Cornel with the 9-8, Mike Sowers with the queen jack of clubs. Oh, it's come 9-5-5. Great flop for Cornel.
Check.
He's going to check.
Oh, but Mike is not going to bite. He checks as well. Turn card coming up.
Now a third 5 comes out there, so Cornel has a full house.
Check.
He has checked it, and Mike Sowers wisely checks right behind him again. River card jack of diamonds.
Check.
Cornel checks.
Boy, this is just horribly misplayed by Cornel Cimpan.
Well, indeed it is. Now Mike bets 500,000 on the river. Can't imagine you're going to lay down 5s full of 9s here.
No, I can't either.
He's going to make the call.
Yeah.
He is not going to like it.
Boy, look at that wince. He's hating himself right now, but he deserves to hate himself. Awfully played.
On the turn, you just can't give your opponent a free chance to catch an overcard that could beat you. That's exactly what happened, and it cost him.
He out-tricked himself there, and Mike Sowers is now once again the new chip leader. And right now it's on him again.
Oh, he folds.
Yep, Binh Nguyen going out as well.
I'm all in.
So the battle of the blinds here, and Cornel Cimpan moving all in here with the queen 8 of clubs.
I call.
Well, Chris Karagulleyan read him perfectly there. Made the all-in call with the ace-9 offsuit, and he is well out in front right now. He just suspected that Cornel, after losing that last pot, might be making a move with anything here. Called him with the ace-9. And as the cards lie, he's about a 3-2 favorite to double up here. An ace comes right on the flop. Well, it's come ace, queen, 10.
A little justice for Karagulleyan, hitting the aces.
Well, Chris over a 3-1 favorite now to win this pot. Double up and be in good shape to capture a second WPT title. Got to dodge a queen or an 8 or 2 running clubs. Oh, a queen comes right off on the turn. Vince, that is heartbreak at the moment for Chris Karagulleyan. Tough luck for the WPT champ.
Awful. That is as bad as it gets. I can't believe what we just saw. Just a brutal turn card.
Well, with 1 card to go, Chris must catch an ace to win this pot. A 7 comes off. Well, you see the celebration and ecstasy of Cornel Cimpan and the deflation and dejection of Chris Karagulleyan.
Always a gentleman. Going to pick up $430,000, but he is out in 4th place.
This WPT champ will have to wait another day to capture his second WPT title.
We are down to 3 players at the Covers Casino. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour.
Vince, obviously the cash games downstairs are the best in the world. Players love it here.
Right now we have 3 players going after $1.6 million.
Huge difference between 1st and 3rd place, over $1 million in real money.
Action going to Binh Nguyen. He's our chip leader. He has $5.8 million, and this time he has a Jack 3.
He is going to raise it. But right behind him, Cornel Cimpan picks up an ace queen.
I'm all in.
He's gone all in for $2.6 million.
He should.
3.6.
The online kid, Mike Sowers, with a pair of 5s.
I'm all in.
Says
Wow.
he's all in.
Well, Binh Nguyen quickly folds his hand. Well, I can't believe this play by Mike Sowers. And I say that because the button raised, the small blind moved all in.
You never lose a race. Don't worry, man.
You've just got 2 5s. The best you can be in is a race situation. But remember, the button could have still acted behind him when he went all in. He might have had a big hand. Let's see if it works out for him. Well, it's come ace 4 deuce. Cornel has taken the lead with 2 aces. But Mike Sowers can catch a 5, and a 3 would give him a straight.
Now Cornel, the Houston Bandit, out in front with the aces. Would love to double up.
Everybody on their feet.
4th Street coming right up.
Mega bucks on the line. Well, the king comes off on the turn. So we are down to the river. The 22-year-old must catch a 5 or a 3 to win this pot. Otherwise, Cornel is going to double up.
But the online kid getting chips out to pay him off already, it looks like. Doesn't like his chances. River card coming up.
Well, it's a deuce. So Cornel Cimpan in ecstasy here.
Now, yeah, he is higher than Amy Winehouse in a hot air balloon, and he should be doubling up in a huge moment.
If Mike Sowers doesn't win this tournament, he'll look right back on this hand and say, you know, I should have thrown those 2 5s away. I don't like that play at all. I don't mind moving in with a small pair, but I don't like calling somebody who's moved in on top of you, especially when they came over the top of a razor already.
Well, Mikey's 22 years old. He might not even be thinking about that. Playing by guts alone. And this time in this hand, he's got a pair of 4s.
Well, the 2 5s burned him last time. Let's see what happens with the 4s.
He's going the button. And he's getting chips out to raise. Going to make it 300,000 to go. But this could be bad timing because Binh Nguyen with a pair of queens. Just incredible.
Well, Vince, it's like Mike Sowers is getting punished for the way he played those 2 5s in the last hand
Raise.
by the poker gods here.
And Ben says, I'm going to raise. Ben's parents in the house.
And let's see how much more he's going to bet. It looks like he's going to make it a cool $1 million, meaning it's a $700,000 raise. Well, Cornel looks at nothing.
I'm all in. Call.
Wow.
And quickly,
Yep.
Mike Sowers goes all in again.
Well, the online kid played that awfully fast.
And this time, unfortunately, he's looking at an overpair. So it could be back-to-back disasters for the 22-year-old. He needs to catch a 4 here. Otherwise, it's tapioca pudding for him. Well, it's come Jack 9-8.
No luck for Mike Sowers on that flop.
Just a moment ago, he was our chip leader, Vince. Now he could be out in 3rd place unless he catches a 4. 2 running cars to make a straight would give him a split, but that doesn't happen as a jack comes off on the turn. We are down to the river. The 22-year-old pro that just recently had the chip lead is going to be out in third place unless he can catch a 4 at the river.
Yep, they've been playing for 5 days. He's going after millions here, and now he has a 2-outer to stick around. He can't even look anymore. River card coming up.
Well, a king comes off. And Vince, I don't believe this hand is the hand you can really fault him on. But the one where he had the 2 5s where the button raised it, the small blind moved in. He didn't have to get involved in that pot. It cost him a lot of money. He's going to take home over $650,000, but still probably a disappointing third. A great young player, but could learn from his mistakes tonight.
Mike Sowers out in third place, $654,000 he has picked up. We are down to 2 players with $5.1 million. First hand action's going to Cornel. He has an ace-5.
Just incredible stories here. This guy, Cornel Cimpan, got in this tournament by winning a $1,000 satellite. Binh Nguyen playing in his first ever $10,000 buy-in tournament. vying heads up for this title. Incredible.
You both just call this, and the flop comes up ace, 10-4. Nice for Cornel, hitting the pair of aces.
Well, Cornel's got top pair. Ben's got bottom pair.
Yeah, Binh checked, and a bet now of $500,000 by Cornel. And Binh's not going anywhere. He's making this call. There's Irene, that is Binh's girlfriend. And the turn card will be, it's a queen, making queens and fours for Binh Nguyen.
So Binh Nguyen is now out in front with two pair. He checks it. That Cornel Cimpan looks back to see what color his ace is. He does have the ace of spades, so he's got top pair and the nut flush draw and checks. And now the king of spade comes off. He's got the ace high flush. Well, action is on Binh Nguyen. So Ben's two pairs just shrunk up considerably, but he must not think so because he's betting $500,000 here.
Into Cornel's cinch hand. He's got the ace of spades.
He looks back to make sure of it, Vince. That's a bit of a tell, wouldn't you think? Now, you know he's going to raise it. Yes, his opponent could have the 9-jack of spade and have a straight flush, but if he does, good luck to him. You're never throwing an ace-high flush away when there's no pair on the board. Well, he's going to raise it $1 million more. Well, Ben lays his hand down. So Cornel Cimpan drawing first blood here in this heads-up battle.
Well, I'll tell you something. If Binh had bet on the turn like he was supposed to with his queens and fours,
That's the worst river card you could put out.
you know, the money would have been all in, and that would have been a huge double up for Cornel because he's not going anywhere with aces and a 4 flush.
Well, Vince, he could have saved $500,000 by not betting on the river.
Well, he's taking a shot. The guy doesn't have a spade. That's the style he kind of plays. All right, right back at him on Binh Nguyen.
Picks up a nice hand here. Got a pair of 10s.
Quality hand. And he's getting the chips out.
$575.
$575,000 is the bet.
And the Houston Bandit, Cornel.
All in.
He says all in with an ace-4 hearts.
Call.
Well, he's quickly been called by Binh Nguyen. And folks, this could do it. Binh Nguyen has him covered in chips. If his 2 10s stand up, he'll be the LA Poker Classic champion, winning in the first ever WPT event he's ever played in, Vince. What a story that is.
So what do you think is going to be the flop? 10 of hearts?
Let's make it interesting. 10 of hearts and 9 of hearts. How about that? Make it interesting.
Make it interesting. Cornel's got the ace-4 hearts. Over $700,000 in real money, the difference between first and second place.
Did Cornel get out of line?
Ace high is a good hand, heads up as well, but right now he's beat. He needs some help. Let's see if he can get it. Well, a great flop for Binh Nguyen. His 2 10s well out in front as it comes 8-6-4. Cornel's paired the bottom card. Right now he's got to catch a 4, an ace, or 2 running hearts to make a flush to win this pot. He said destiny was on his side. He felt to win this tournament. Well, he's going to need a lot of destiny to win this pot, Vince. Well, he might get it. 8 of hearts comes up on the turn.
That gives a 4 flush, though, to Cornel Cimpan.
That's what I'm talking about. He can now catch a 4, an ace, or a heart. All of those cards will win it unless it's a 10 of hearts, of course, which would give Binh Nguyen 10s full.
If Cornel doesn't get lucky, though, Binh Nguyen, 30 years old, will become a new WPT champion, a millionaire on the World Poker Tour. Can he get this card?
He's got a dodge an ace-4 heart.
No!
Oh! A absolute devastation.
It's just not supposed to happen that way.
Wow, well, Vince, perhaps destiny is on this guy's side as he hits running hearts to make a flush to stay alive.
Binh Nguyen beside himself. Pain and loathing in the Commerce Casino. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Under 1.2 million.
Now just took that devastating blow a moment ago where he'd won the trophy and the title.
Come on, man.
I call.
Here he moves all in with a jack-9 of hearts.
I haven't looked yet.
Cornel has called in the dark, and that's $1 million call here. He's got a 6 deuce offsuit. Vince, you just wonder, would the guy put another $1 million in there if he'd have peeked at his cards here instead of stacking up his chips?
This is so sick, man.
Well, he plays by his intuition, his destiny, and right now, is he right? Horrible starting hand, but you never know with this guy.
I would have mucked it and saved the $1 million, but let's see if it works out for him.
He's exuding confidence. Could this be the one that takes home a title? There's the flop.
Well, it's come 9-4-4, so now he's going to have to catch 2 running cards to win this pot, as Binh Nguyen has flopped 9s and 4s.
And he looks, he doesn't look happy. He's just still punchy from the last few hands.
Well, if 5 comes off, here's one of the running cards. That means a 3 would give Cornel a straight that would win the pot and the tournament for him.
Almost like Binh is expecting to lose here. He really is.
Well, if a 3 comes off, he will lose.
Can Cornel hit his hand? No.
10 comes off. So Binh Nguyen doubles up. He sits back down. He's still in this thing.
He's kind of surprised, it looks like.
Vince, I think people were expecting the 3 to come off the way things have gone at this final table.
All right, so Binh Nguyen got a double up there.
So much they're planned for. The dream of a lifetime to capture a WPT title, to say nothing of the $700 and some thousand. That's the difference between first and second place.
All right, the play goes to Cornel Cimpan.
All in.
Look at this, is going all in with the King 5 of clubs.
Call.
And Binh with an ace-9 has made the call. Big opportunity for him. He's a favorite.
Well, again, Binh Nguyen has the best hand. And if this hand holds up, he's going to have over 5.6 million in chips and be right back in the thick of things here. If Cornel can outdraw him, he'll be our champion. Here comes the flop. Well, flop comes 10-5-3. Again, Binh Nguyen out flop. Just incredible.
Cornel just getting the 5 when he needs it. He's out in front. Complete devastation there for Binh. Here comes the turn card.
Well, a 10 comes off. Means we're down to the river. Binh Nguyen must catch an ace or a 9 to stay alive in this tournament. Otherwise, Cornel's prophecy of destiny on his side will ring true.
He is 1 card away from the championship and 1.6 million, and he's done it.
It's a 4th spade. And Vince, I believe Cornel Cimpan is a prophet. He said destiny is on his side. Destiny was definitely on his side tonight.
A total moment of glory for Cornel Cimpan. $1,686,000.
Well, you see the devastated look in Binh Nguyen's face, but Vince, the guy played great poker. Just wasn't meant to be for him tonight. There is our champion, Cornel Cimpan.